It's the last day of conferences. It's the last thing.
Nintendo.
It's the last thing I have to do. I haven't slept since Sony.
You haven't slept since before.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah. I haven't slept since I got up yesterday. It's because I got up kind of late. Like I slept in nice and like I wanted to wake up right at Ubisoft right around noon. And then by the time because I got up at noon, by the time 4 a.m. rolled around, I was starting to get tired, but it takes me a little while to get sleep. So by the time 6 a.m. came, I was like, if I go to sleep for 2 hours, I'm just going to be pissed off when I wake up that I couldn't get I might as well just stay up.
I woke up and you were on your phone beside me, and I was like, and I think it was around 4:30, and I was like, oh fuck, he is not sleeping.
Oh, by the way, both of us are starting to get hit harder by this cold that we already had. Welcome to E3!
My chest is on fucking fire. It's horrible.
So anyways, that's your update, and that's just your disclaimer for energy levels going into this Nintendo show.
I can bring it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get some of this into me, and we'll see if I can squeeze out 1/2 hour extra energy for Nintendo.
There you go. Are you guys expecting anything?
Well, we know we're gonna see the new Mario, some gameplay of it,
Mario
probably.
Odyssey.
Though,
That's
will
fun.
they
I'm
do this
excited.
during, I'm sure they'll dedicate lots of stage time to that, but are they going to do that for...
Zelda DLC?
Okay. But are they going to do that for this spotlight? We don't know what this half-hour spotlight's going to be all about. Mm-hmm. But apparently Reggie said that there would be rapid-fire announcements on the Treehouse after the spotlight as well.
God damn it, Nintendo.
So...
just do it normal,
I don't know. Remember when, I think it was our first ever coverage of E3.
Uh-huh.
Nintendo had an orchestra.
Yeah,
playing,
they did. That was so good.
Yeah. It was awesome. They used to do good stage.
Do you really want Smash Bros? I don't know, feels too soon. Feels too soon for Animal Crossing Switch, too, but that would be fucking awesome. God, I don't need that in my life. Please, actually, don't be on here.
Well, because of what we're seeing with this trend with Switch is there's a greater possibility of Wii U games just being remastered. So you might not see a new Animal Crossing for the Switch for 5 more years because they might today release Animal Crossing Wii U on the Switch. Which is
ooh, a new Donkey Kong? That would be awesome.
I'm quite discouraged by the remaster thing, or the bringing it over to the Switch. What does this mean for Mario Kart?
Yeah.
The fact that this Mario Kart Deluxe or whatever, 8 Deluxe, does that mean that they're not even really working yet on the next one?
I would like to think they are.
Oh,
8, 7. 6.
But yeah, predictions and shit wise, I don't know. Not much.
Bring it.
We'll see what happens here.
There's a mouse on the screen.
Yeah, I know. There you go.
Arms is fun, huh?
This is hilarious. This.
Is that Rocket League? Did we know that was going to be a thing, guys?
They Tokyo drifted into a warehouse so that they can play the Switch together. Are you kidding me? They couldn't afford Chemical Brothers, so they got a...
Hey, that's Vancouver!
Yeah, that is Vancouver. So they got an uncanny representation of...
We know that area.
I don't know this part.
No, me neither.
I think they're jumping cities here.
No, that's still Vancouver. You can see the mountains. Or Burnaby.
Back with another one of those block rockin' beats.
Whoa. That was good paint.
Did we not know that Rocket League was coming to Switch yet? Or did we know?
So I asked that, and it was kind of some people thought that they had announced it, some didn't.
Oh, that was some sweet 60 frames per second animations right there.
We didn't know about Rocket League.
Oh, I hope that excites you, you little perverts.
The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother? If it's not a battle, where's the fun?
Yeah!
It's a test that you pass or a quest that you fail. A race against time. Fun and battle always locked together. But the game
There's a Switch playbook
is
down
also
here.
something else. It's a journey, a passport to new worlds.
He feels
Maybe
like
even an Odyssey.
Kevin Nealon
A look,
on
a
Happy
feel.
Gilmore.
An exploration.
The ball, the
Close
green.
your focus and open your mind.
What does he say? He says like,
Yes, the journey
all good
requires
things.
the right ticket.
Yeah.
And that ticket
I can't remember.
is Nintendo Switch.
It's funny though.
But in the end, it's not just where you can take your game.
Switch
and play.
It's where your game can take you. So let's go.
Is Reggie dying?
No.
It just made me worried the way he was talking and the whole...
Story goes that
Here's the
when the world was
Xenoblades
young,
for you.
everyone in Allrest lived on the
Do you guys think this will be a new one, or are they just gonna move the one that was on Wii U over?
Divine Father.
Oh my god! The fucking outfit! Oh, it's hilarious! I love it!
Called that paradise.
Sexy, man.
What the fuck?
Just a little bit of thigh.
I mean, if you're gonna spend the money on bike shorts, you damn well want to see them, even if it comes at the expense of the pants you bought, the parachute pants. Cut out a window so you can see both.
This is Xenoblade 2.
Oh, there's some booty shorts on the girl.
As the driver of the Aegis,
With tits that should have her falling forward.
can you take me to Elysium?
Did you see her?
Yeah, I did.
I'm in. Let's go to Elysium.
It's too bad she couldn't even a little bit of that out.
Yeah.
Those breasts are hilarious.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
is fucking hilarious.
Those are grapefruits. Those are the biggest fucking grapefruits I've ever seen.
We'll show you what me and
Big boobs are fine. They exist. There are women with big breasts, but they don't fit her frame properly. It's just
The rest of
doesn't-
her body would fill out to help
Yeah.
her stand.
Yeah.
back. You
Sorry, guys.
and that sword can't be. I'm guessing your goal is
Are any of you guys pumped for this? Looks like something you'll play.
She was falling
it?
slower than him because of the wind resistance. So she couldn't catch up.
This blade he calls Pyro.
Very much. The first game was great.
Something deeper.
I love the story. And then other people who are not so much. The soundtrack will be awesome.
That power, and I won't let you use it either.
If you know what you desire, you will have to show it. Not with words, but with your own strength. Everyone, let's go!
If you just left it in Japanese voices, it might not sound as hack. The writing, the dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just leave it in Japanese.
You need a hero. A sword swinging, fire wielding, stone cold hero with an insatiable appetite.
Kirby.
You fucking guy. I can't even think of words.
Excuse me, guys. Yeah, Kirby.
Don't! You're not fooling anybody. Heart? No, you want fire. Yeah.
There you
He was
go.
able to keep up the facade for all of 1 second before he switched to lethal force. Curling? What the F? He turned into a curling rock.
That's weird.
What countries even know what that is?
Barely even Canada.
I wonder if Japan has curling.
Oh my god, look at all those apples.
Not that it matters. You can probably just hug for health.
Aww.
Remember?
Yeah. So 4-player co-op?
Yay.
Hi,
Where we
everyone.
were
I'm
always
Senior
screaming at
Takahashi
each other,
from
somebody hug me!
I hope you've been enjoying the journey with Nintendo Switch so far. When I found out that Nintendo Switch is being accepted by video game fans from all over the world as a home console that could be taken with you anywhere, I felt so relieved.
That's
Take Switch outside.
he set his
come
bar
together,
high.
and share the experience.
All he wanted was people to
This
accept
idea
it.
was
Yeah.
how we hoped
And then he was
people
like,
would play with
phew.
Nintendo Switch. But
Somebody
people
rushed into his
coming up
office.
with many creative ways
It's
to
like,
play. In all kinds of
gamers,
places,
they are
in many
accepting
more
it.
ways than we expected. This summer,
Set down his sword.
Nintendo and its third-party partners will release many multiplayer games.
You
that
got
can
here
be
just in
played
time.
anytime, anywhere, and with anyone. We hope there will be many heated competitions
Together.
that will be ignited by Nintendo Switch.
Who said you should?
Now, we'll continue our look at even more new game worlds for Nintendo Switch. But before we do, there is one announcement we'd like to share from our very special friend. Please take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Tsunekazu Ishihara from the Pokémon Company. Just the other day, we announced that Pokken Tournament Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch.
I feel like I would like
This is
Pokken
the
Tournament.
latest version of the premier Pokémon fighting game. 2 people can dive
'Cause it just gets
into
right down
battle
to the
using
shit,
2
like, you know,
Joy-Con
Yeah.
The shit that I like, the
So you can
Pokemon.
experience
None of the
heated
walking
Pokemon
around
battles
finding the
with just
Pokemon.
one Nintendo Switch console. There are some fresh additions,
Pretty fun.
including new Pokemon.
Although I did like
And this deluxe
Pokemon
version
Snap.
of the game
Come on,
will be
bring out a
display at
Snap
E3
for the Switch.
for attendees to play.
It's fun but got old fast for
I have
me.
one more announcement. Game
Pokemon
Freak
Snap.
has begun developing a core RPG Pokemon title on Nintendo Switch. It may not release for more than a year, but we hope you'll look forward to it all the same.
Wait, what? They just started and it'll
the
be out in a
meantime,
year?
Let's enjoy this year's E3.
They've been working on it for a
Ishihara-san,
while.
thank you very much. We heard that the Pokemon series is being developed for Nintendo Switch. What kind of Pokemon game will we be able to play on Nintendo Switch? I'm looking forward to it myself.
They've usually been on
At this year's
handheld
E3,
consoles. That's
we're
why this
mostly
is a big
showing
deal.
games that will be
Well,
released
this isn't
in
a
2017.
console, you guys all
But
told
please
me.
know
Or
that here at
handheld
Nintendo,
systems.
We're working on many forms of entertainment that can only be made possible on Nintendo Switch. We hope you'll
He
look
seems like
forward
a
to
guy
them
I'd
as
get
well.
along with.
Now let's continue on with the journey with Nintendo Switch.
I'd call him a crazy guy all the time, even though he's never crazy.
And it would flatter him. Nice. These guys are into that announcement.
That's the, yeah, Metroid. That was the... Metroid Prime 4,
Woo! Yes!
now in development.
Nice. Woo! Finally. Oh my god, Metroid.
Old,
There was a big coin behind there, idiot.
Was this on? This was on Wii U, right? The woolly.
I don't think this is Woolly. This isn't the Woolly World.
Oh,
one.
now he's made of felt. Now he just
This
seems
is
like
new.
Yoshi and Little Big Planet worlds. Yeah, it's not woolly yarn or whatever. It's like he looked like he was made of felt, and everything that he's walking through just looks small.
This is cool. Oh my god. Levels are gonna take me hours to finish. Flipping
Yoshi
back
coins
and
look
forth.
weird. They're too gold, like too chrome.
Yo, it's 2-player.
I don't like it.
You and me, baby.
Player, that'll go well.
Yeah, cause we're in love.
Yeah.
Hey, I see you, fucker.
Yoshi.
Kill all them. Aww.
What? You can't just call it Yoshi. Call
Yeah.
it something. Boob physics.
I'm into that, guys. There was a small kingdom.
That little trill
DLC.
made me think I was hearing Back to the Future.
Oh,
For a
it
second.
sounded like Zelda for a second for me.
It's just gonna be more.
You two must keep going.
Yeah, you guys thought it was Back to the Future too? Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
It's like they're making fun of themselves. The melodrama. It's hilarious.
I am Marth, the Prince of Altea. We've come here to save you.
Remember that you can rely on your friends. We're with you.
Get it together, you two. If you can't do this, who can?
Love me some melodrama.
You fought your way this
I had some people say to me,
There's nothing you two
you seem to
can't do."
apply melodrama just to things that are dramatic that you don't like. No.
All right.
Melodrama is anything that sounds like it's being done like a grand speech.
Finish this.
And then that's when you're not sad, but if you're sad, then you're wailing. That's melodrama sad. But melodrama talking is just constantly like
Pretty on Marth.
I've heard about you. I know where you're from.
Producer
That type of thing.
Aonuma. You may
DLC?
have already heard about it during Bethesda's showcase that was held a few days ago. It was
I saw
announced
Korok.
that select Zelda items will appear in the
I don't
Nintendo
care.
Switch version of Skyrim.
I'm sorry, I know you guys do.
I'm really looking forward
That
to
looks really
exploring
wrong.
Skyrim with
The
a
way
Master
that
Sword in
he
hand.
looks.
Oh, when did this Master Sword get in my hand?
Dude, you should keep track of
We'll
those.
take a look at the
Yeah.
DLC packs for The Legend of Zelda.
Next time you go to shake
Breath of the
somebody's
Wild.
hand, they're just gonna get.
Let us take you on
If
a
you have
new
full hearts,
Hyrule
they're gonna get
adventure.
lasered. He stuck it in the nearest corpse he saw.
There's always corpses lying
It
around.
was Trinan.
Who's that?
Oh. So some
I love the sword.
sort of like challenge modes. Like defeat a certain number of moblins starting with like basic equipment within a certain amount of time probably.
How is he climbing up that side? The ladder was on the other side. Oh, yeah, because he can do that. I forgot. But why would you? What are you?
Some people will be pretty into that type of thing. Trying to get all the best records.
Yep.
Hero's Path mode. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want it.
What?
Have you not seen a flat one?
No, I have, but I always use a balloon to do it. I guess I have used that method before, too. What an idiot. Oh, what?
What are they showing now here?
Oh, you can drown them? That's fucking brutal. God, I love this game! Oh,
It's a solid game.
wow.
The Master Trials. Now,
It's super hard mode.
Heroes Path retroactively shows you the past 200 hours of your journey. So they're collecting the data, but they won't show it to you unless you pay for the DLC.
And what do they show you?
Just the path you took.
Oh, literal. Wow. Well, I need to see that. Hide your eyes. You haven't seen a whole bunch of this.
Like, are
you're
some
fine.
people a little bit annoyed that they're charging for a hard mode?
The Champion's Ballad.
Yeah, what does that even mean? I thought they were just showing us a montage of all the characters in the game.
Yeah, me too. I don't know.
Wonder what the Champion's Ballad even means.
I kind of am.
What did you think? I actually have one more announcement that I'd like to share. The 4 champions that appeared in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be available as amiibo. The Zora champion, Mipha.
Wow.
The Goron champion, Daruk.
Oh.
The Rito champion, Rivali.
Ah.
And
Ready
the Gerudo
for
champion,
your
Urbosa.
tributes.
No.
You'll be able to use these 4
Especially that
amiibo
one.
in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Of course, you'll be able to use these in the DLC packs that you just saw, so please look forward to them.
This changes the game.
You're not
Travel
there.
the world. Bring people together.
What shit
Like
location are you
anywhere
in?
with
What is this place?
If video gaming is a journey, then anywhere has to include a stop right here in LA during E3. This is Magic Week, where booths buzz and channels glow, where the game worlds you've heard about suddenly spring into life. And this summer, a new kind of heated competition ignites right on Nintendo.
Rich goes to the beach with his suit
It
on.
kicks off later today with the Splatoon 2 World Inkling Invitational, which brings teams from the Americas, Europe,
in bad green screen
Australia,
land.
New
Yeah.
Zealand, and Japan to see whose colorful skills are the best. Tomorrow,
Ooh.
the Pokken Invitational will be held. You might recognize
Who
some of
got
our 8
invitated?
competitors who'll be duking it out in heated battles.
You're hyped as fuck for this tournament?
Later on Wednesday,
Who got invited
we'll see
since
8
Pokken,
players throw
like-
punches in the fun and competitive game ARMS, which launches later this week.
ARMS is open invitational.
4 of our players will be pros, and the other 4 will be E3 attendees who rise to the top by battling on the show floor.
Here you
If you're
go.
going to E3,
Oh, that's cool.
we hope you'll accept the
Who are the
challenge.
pros, though? The game just came
And
out.
no
How
matter
could there
where
be
you
pros?
are, be sure to catch up with Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 for all the details and news about Nintendo Switch and 3DS.
Pokken was on Wii U,
But
so
now,
there's pro
there are a
players
few more
already
worlds
for
left
the
to
Wii U
visit
version.
on our journey before we land in
Oh,
the booth.
but I was
Let's
talking
go.
about ARMS.
ARMS is open invitational.
Ubisoft is proud to announce its new Rabbids game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Do you have
And it will
tissues?
be developed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch.
This is the worst,
Rabbids'
guys.
Crazy personalities
Allergies are
and
hitting me really hard at the same
unpredictable
time as this cold
will
ramping up.
shine as they arrive in a reimagined and twisted
good idea.
Mushroom Kingdom. They will surprise you in this tactical adventure filled with
Sorry,
combat
guys.
and exploration. Mario and his friends will join them in
E3!
the kingdom back in order.
It's the worst
For
E3.
you to play the game on August 29th.
Ugh.
There. Oh my god, that was awesome. Her fucking selfies.
Yeah. I am excited for that game. I'm a big XCOM fan, but I was not a fan of XCOM's lack of efficiency
Yes.
and lack of respect for the player's time. I would love to play a sort of, more whimsical version of the same game.
That's a heavy fucking ball.
Metal Ball. Should be interesting to see how it runs on a Switch and if it can do split screen properly with
on behalf of
proper frame
everyone here
rate.
at Psyonix, we're extremely excited to announce that Rocket League is indeed coming to Nintendo Switch. We know that both the Rocket League and Switch communities have wanted it, and now we're going to release it, complete with cross-network support that lets you play against opponents on other platforms.
The Switch version will have all the features.
Yeah, so apparently Sony's the one who doesn't allow the cross-platforming.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi hats for customizing.
I wonder why they do that.
And new exclusive cars.
They've been so open business practice-wise lately. They must have some weird technical reason.
I wonder.
It can't be an anti-competitive reason. It's got to be something to do with their system or something. They're fine with PlayStation PC crossplay? I don't know. It's a step in the wrong direction if it is them being anti-competitive.
Yeah. Infrastructure security, possibly.
This game still confuses me. What the fuck is going on
I'm
here?
excited to see more of this.
Here we go, off the rails. Did you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew.
Sounds like the intro to like a kid's show, like a preschool kid's show.
Yeah, it does.
You could say my hat is off to you.
It really does.
Americans, do not.
Cultural appropriation.
Does this music not sound like a PBS kids show intro for us CBC?
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up
He's going to just
Become a frog.
become things that he puts the hat on? Yes! Alright, that's an interesting mechanic.
Wow.
Maybe it's a Canadian thing then, because this sounds like our children's entertainment.
Yeah.
This music sounds exactly like some of our shows.
It really does.
That was an interesting baddie.
That was an awesome white suit he was wearing.
He just becomes a taxi because he put his hat on it. What
Weird.
the F? Become a woman.
Yeah.
All right, so they kept the primary mechanic
It's
secret
kinda like-
all this time.
Yeah. It's kind of like children's BBC as well. That's so weird.
Is that it?
October 27th?
Yes.
Oh, shh.
That's it. That's all they got. So Nintendo didn't win. They.
And I didn't see Pauline. Where was Pauline?
That was who's supposed to be singing there, they think. Because
Oh,
she's
you
wearing
think?
the red dress, so maybe that's Pauline. She had a similar hairstyle, too.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3.
Reggie promised
2017.
rapid
We're
fire
back for another year. We've got a lot of
announcements
great
on the
game content to show you,
Treehouse.
and a lot of special guests swinging by as well. But to get things kicked off, we're going to take another look at Super Mario Odyssey.
Nah,
Just
I
saw
don't
the
think
video
there's gonna be
in
rapid
Spotlight.
fire
It's
announcements.
coming
Treehouse
out
announcements
October
this
27th,
hour.
really soon, and we're going to take a look at some gameplay. I'm Sam from the Treehouse, joined by my colleagues from the Treehouse, Rob, and Scott on the end, and we have some very special guests with us for this segment. We've got the game's producer Koizumi-san and the game's director Modokura-san. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Hey.
Hey, it's the magician!
Really looking forward to it.
Do a magic
So I know,
trick.
folks are probably really excited to get into gameplay, but before we jump
Why
in,
is he
there
wearing
were
the white
a lot
hat?
of really cool reveals
Because
in
Mario
that
has
video,
that
and I
white
think folks are
hat.
going to
Does
be
he?
really
At some
interested
point?
in all
Yeah,
the
when he's
different
wearing his
directions that
white
you're
suit.
taking this game.
Oh.
But at the core, there's really
Cool.
kind of a driving philosophy that you've got going. I was wondering if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about that.
このゲームの基本的なコンセプトを
You think Animal Crossing will be a Treehouse
まず今
announcement?
ビ
I
デオを
don't
見てい
think
ただいて
so.
どうでしたか何か面白かったところはありますか
First, could I just ask you, was there anything you saw in there that particularly surprised you or interested you?
I gotta say, the first time I saw that T-Rex, my heart stopped. It
Dinosaur was a big
was so exciting.
よかったです今回のマリオは、テーマは旅になっていて 別の国に行った時の驚きをすごく強調しています。
So we have a theme of going on a journey in this game, but we're also trying to give the player a lot of surprises, and I think the dinosaur is a really big surprise for both.
マリオシリーズってマリオが持っているその分かりやすさで
You want Mario to use his hat to possess a
誰も
hat.
分かるような共感というもので作ってきて
This
今こ
isn't
れも入ってるんですけども
TF2.
今回は特に
You can't
旅の
stand
驚きっていうことをすごく
Actually, maybe
盛
you
り込みた
can
いので
because this one looks like
驚きというテーマを
it became
体験
this.
もそうだしビジュアルもそうだしたくさん詰め込んでます。
But we also want to balance that feeling of surprise with some emotional resonance, giving people something that's familiar,
love the
that's attractive, that's really cute from the Mario series. And
The
moves people
attitude on
back
the
and forth
statue.
between
Yeah,
familiar
man.
and the surprising.
でそれを体験するための新しいプレイシステムを作りましたので。
Yeah, this isn't rapid fire.
So we've come up with some play systems to get that across as well. So it's not just a look and feel, but a play experience also.
Like, I don't know how long we need to invest before we just give up on it.
今作は帽子を投げて敵や物を操って
Show it later?
とある地球を冒険するっていう、物語になっています。
So the kind of overall story of this game is, you're going around, you're throwing your hat, you're taking over different enemies and objects, and you're traveling the world while you do that.
そのパワームーン
Why
っていう
has
の
this
が
guy got a bunch
驚
of
き
like
に
stuff
なっています
attached to his
ので
wrist?
そ
He's
れ
got
を
like
帽子を投げたりいろんなものを操って
strings on his wrist that
箱
go
庭を
somewhere.
探索してもらえたらと思います。
Is this a
We
magic
talked
trick?
about surprise before, but basically the unit of surprise in this game is those
Must
power
be.
moves. Those always equal a surprise. So you go around, you throw your hat at different things, you control enemies,
Look at-
and you find things that are surprising, and that gives you a power move.
Yeah.
Right on. So let's get into some gameplay. Rob, you're going to take us into New Donk City.
I am. First, I'd like to just take a quick
It is
look at the
true.
Odyssey, for which the game is named. It's the ship that Mario uses.
Does
to
he have
travel the world,
hardwired
and it's
Joy-Cons
powered
to
by these
like
power moves,
get
so
around
you
any
keep needing
possible
additional
problems
thresholds
that
of
there
I
might
think
be?
so.
the next kingdom.
So Nintendo themselves
And
even admits that
just to
there's
show off a
connection
little bit of the
issues.
new moves,
They
obviously
don't even
there's
trust
the
their
hat throttle.
own.
You can make it stay in place,
where
which
he
is
hides
sometimes
his aces.
valuable. It can grab things for you.
Purple.
There's two kinds of.
I think he's
Get
using
that out of
wired
the way.
ones because he doesn't want to
Actually,
have
no,
to
boxes.
wait for customer service to replace his Switch
Cappy is both
controllers
the
if
red
he has
hat
to call
and
them.
also in
Still
his
need to do that.
native form,
Do all
he's a
the-
white
all
top
those.
hat. And so one other move that's pretty cool is this circular throw, knocks away everything. But let's get
There
down
you
to the
go.
city. And as you saw in the trailer, so there's the
Welcome
capture
to
mechanic
New
that lets you take
Donk
over things,
City.
It also lets you do fairly exotic things like turn into electricity, travel through wires.
Cool.
So how did the capture mechanic come about?
キャプチャーという仕様を作ったきっかけは何かありましたでしょうか。
そうですね。今作はものすごく
Mayor Pauline.
っていうものを
The mayor's name is
してから
Pauline.
作っています。
So when we were making this game, what we started out doing was making just a huge amount of different gameplay prototypes.
このキャプチャ
That guy
ー
was
という
playing
ア
a
クションもそのうちの
Switch.
一つです。
And he said, is
And,
there a better
this
way to
capture
spend free
action was,
time?
just
Nope.
one of those
No,
prototypes.
he was driving a
みん
remote
なでこう
control
アイデアを
car.
出して
Really? I thought he was
中
playing a
に
Switch.
出てきたんですけども、それをそうですね、2、3日ぐらいで
There's a
作って
hat
I'd be
shop.
very Nintendo if it was because they often put. He just
中
inhibited.
心に入れようと
What the hell,
So, it was just one
Mario?
of the ideas that came up, but
She was just
launch
walking,
on that
man.
lady?
days,
Yeah.
and it just instantly turned into something that was really fun, and we decided, well, okay, this should just be the center of this game.
Hey, there you
I
go.
love how much it encourages
You can roll
that
just like you used to
exploration
be able
and
to in Zelda.
experimentation that I think the Mario games along these
Become
lines
a
are so
woman.
important. Think about Super Mario 64.
I wanna see a
Super Mario
woman with a
Sunshine.
mustache running
Here
around.
we've got so much
Yeah.
stuff that just looks interesting, and you're wondering, okay, what will happen if I throw my cap at it? You never really know what's going to happen, so you want to try
Excuse me,
everything just to
sorry,
see.
guys.
何でも試してみたくなる仕様ですね。
Pauline.
どういう要素があるので。
そうですね、いろんんなものに
So this would be the first time they brought back Pauline, right? Unless they've used her at some
Yeah,
point that I
definitely remind
missed.
people while they're playing this
I don't
game,
think they've
they
used her
just
since
sort of
Donkey
have everything
Kong, the
tried
original
all
Donkey
sorts of different
Kong.
things.
Yeah, I
That
don't.
would be safe. Right now, normally, if you were following the story path of the game, you'd be talking to Mayor Pauline, who wants you to recruit musicians. There's one there.
Was she in
But we're
Sunshine?
going to ignore that right now.
Mario
because there's lots
Tennis?
and lots of things to do beyond following the main
I
story.
didn't play enough of Sunshine to know.
Possess rockets and turn
I
into
played
rockets
only through the
with
first couple
mustaches.
levels of Sunshine.
Actually, that's an interesting.
I think
note there. So you
specifically
mentioned
New Donk
Mayor
City
Pauline,
is pretty
and
gray.
our
I don't
Showtime
think all of
viewers
it will be
notice
this
that some of
gray.
the street
She's in the
signs,
March of
are
Minis
references
games,
to
the Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
characters. We've got
Oh,
some
okay,
interesting
so they have used her a few
going on
times.
here. I wonder, Kojima-san and Wadakura-san, if you could tell us a little bit more about this city. It's got some interesting backstory.
やっぱりポリン市長がいて、ニュードンクシティっていう
I loved
名前が
Sunshine. I don't think she was in it. Not in Sunshine,
何
but
かこの都市
yeah,
につい
the other
て
things.
説明
So are we looking at an open world, or at least, at the very least, a sandbox?
ポリンってドン
Is
キー
that
コング
person
のキャ
cheering
ラクタ
for
ーで
us?
何かのゲームに関係がありそうですけど、今日はちょっと詳しく言えないんですけど。
So certainly you can tell that Pauline is from Donkey Kong, and the name New Donk City probably leads you to a couple of hints, but we can't get into too much of it today.
And I like the shirt you're wearing, by the way.
That is a snazzy
Good choice
shirt.
today.
お楽しみに。
Please look forward to hearing more about that.
Fine.
I gotta take a long way.
Oh, good luck. And this is interesting here where we see, really throughout New Donk City and I think throughout the world, we've got these really fun playground elements where you're bouncing on things, you're jumping on things, you're swinging.
You got a moon.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about how you came up with that kind of play mechanic in the game?
ぶら下がったりして、飛び跳ねたりして、いろんな、環境のものに
Age we live in. What an age to be alive.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, moon pie. What an age to be alive.
はい。まずその施策っていうのでものすごくいっぱい遊びを作っています。
What a time to be
それ
alive.
をこ
Okay.
う配置してステージっていうものを作りますまず。
So, going back to that prototyping process I was talking about before, we obviously create lots and lots of different ones, lots of different game ideas. And
I
then
wanna
next
see
what we think about
different-
is where to place them.
Different
within the
area,
stage.
because this really isn't like that
そこに
pretty.
そのアートであるとか具体的なもの
Yeah,
を乗せて
it's a big step back from
So,
Galaxy.
we put it in the stage,
Yeah.
we like combine it with different art
But this
assets,
is
like
just
kind of
one
like,
area.
real
Like they're
things
gonna
to see
go
what it
to
might actually
tons and
look
tons
like
of
or
different
work in
areas.
game.
Sure.
Right? Like
Yeah.
maybe 8
そうする
different.
とこうもっとこうしたいとか
Areas?
いろんな意見が出て
If
くる
last
の
year's
で
E3 is
それを
any
さらに
indicator, they won't
そこ
leave
に
this world.
上乗せして
Yeah.
They never left the
And then,
plateau
obviously out of
for
that,
Zelda.
like, different things come up, like, oh, maybe we could do this a little bit differently. Maybe this could actually work like this instead.
happens
And
if you
then
jump
we
from
kind of
down
add
here?
that to it, and the process just continues.
Galaxy, in my opinion, was
先ほどちょっと出
the
たタクシーなんかをジャンプさせるの
best
も
looking Mario of all
ス
time. It was
ーパー
one of the
マリオ
best
サンシャイ
looking
ン
video
に
games
ちょっ
of
と
all
似たよう
time.
な仕様があったのでそういうところからちょっとヒントを得ています
The level design
And
and
so,
the
you saw before, we were able to jump
the way
on
they
top of the
crafted
taxi.
everything and the way everything filled the
That's something
frame
that
so
was
beautifully
sort of
was
in,
like
Super Mario Sunshine at times.
perfect.
So in that way, we're also getting hits.
I know. I want to
from
know
past
about fall damage too.
Can I quickly interject that as I mentioned, the goal right now is to recruit these musicians. When I was first playing this game for a feedback report for the development team, I could not figure out how to get to this guy on the top of this building. You can just barely see him. He's a speck right now in that triangular building. And the way I eventually found to do it was to take a really long fall.
You couldn't figure that out?
And that worked.
I feel bad for his knees.
A bit to my surprise. And I wanted to know, when you saw that report from me, what was that a problem to be solved? Was that a cool thing? What was that?
この前はNCR の報告書を書いていた時に、こういう風にトランペットのバンドラムに到着できますよと書いてましたが、それを見てちょっと困っていたんでしょうか。
Okay,
はい、
so no fall
それは
damage.
読んだんですけれども今日ここでプレイするとは思わなかったです
Yeah, I did read that. I didn't know you were going to be playing that right now.
Troublemaker.
でもこう
Well, I also know the real way. Or another way.
まあ本当のやり方も分かってます。
でも自分でこういろんなプレイの仕方を探してもらえたらと思うんですけどもそれもスーパーマリオ64やスーパーマリオサンシャインから続くものだと思います
I can't help but
But,
comment
you found your own
on
way to play it and,
how
like,
boring the
letting
city
users,
looks.
Play around with the game,
Yeah.
find their own ways of doing things. That's something that
Cities
goes way back.
don't look
Mario,
this drab.
Super Mario 64 and
This is one of the drabbest cities I've ever seen.
So this is
Tokyo
also
looks better than
It's
this.
going to be playable on the show
So
floor.
why'd they
The
have to
show
make
floor,
it
of course,
so
isn't open yet, so
kind
we
of
don't have
plain
much
and
play in the
boxy?
game at this moment, but I'm really looking forward to talking to folks after they've played it because I think there's so many different ways to problem solve and find the moons in these kingdoms. I'm not
Cranky
even sure folks
Avenue.
will find everything over the course
There's
of the
no
show. But it's gonna be
traffic,
interesting to
and it's
find
only
out how
taxis.
different people approached completing some of these objectives.
But the game encourages so much experimentation because you aren't
Yeah.
kicked out of the level every time you find a moon. There is no reason not to investigate every little thing you can see that might be interesting. There's no time limit. There's no
Oh yeah, Cranky
there's
Kong.
no disincentive.
I guess that street's named after him.
I am Cranky
Lots
Kong.
and lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it is a very interesting change that adds, I think, to the immersion in the kingdoms. When you think about Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, whenever
Must be
you
a great
got
depression.
your, so whatever the collectible objective was, depending on the game you were playing, you'd get bumped out of the area and you'd have to come back in. But here,
Yeah, it's just,
since you're not
for
gonna
me,
get
I don't like the
kingdom
clashing
collect
styles.
power moon, there's a lot of encouragement to just go check out that.
I would rather it be all rounded and
Still
colorful like
continue
Mario
with
should be.
whatever
No.
If you want to create a city in Mario style, do it.
Tracking and finding moves.
Yeah.
Another reason to explore everything is that there's very little punishment for dying. I just lost 10 coins, and there's lots. So, and I get to try
They
again.
actually have a punishment.
I guess that's inflation. Or wait, that's the opposite of inflation.
It's also
So
worth
a
mentioning
life
that
is worth
the
10
bullet bills here
coins
come out
now.
with visors on,
Yeah.
so they cannot be captured until you knock their hats off.
Used to be worth
An enemy with a hat is the scariest thing.
100.
Fashion is very important in this game. You gotta be.
Was it worth
conscious of your
100?
headwear.
Oh God!
Well, apparently this is not my day for this challenge.
That's right. 3 times a charm, right?
Yeah.
Bro, do you even video game?
If at first you don't succeed, give up on the 3rd attempt.
I'm just looking at the space where we saw other sections of New Dog City, and looking here, I'm just so impressed with the texture work that's been done. I feel like every time I see a new this game, more and more of these textures are just jumping out at me.
No, they're
really
not.
fun
You're
to
being way too generous.
It is.
I think I know who signed your paycheck.
We have some other segments later on.
The textures are not jumping out at anybody.
Especially pretty areas.
She has such a lovely voice, though.
Oh, you got this.
It's very calm.
And
There are some things to be impressed with. I'll give it. Like the game has some interesting things,
one
but
thing
the
that we haven't
textures are not
mentioned yet
one
that
of
we
them.
should talk a little bit
There
about
you
is
go,
the fact that
buddy.
you're playing with Joy-Con with the wrist straps attached.
Yes.
And,
Maybe she's wearing 3D
it's a
glasses.
fantastic way to play this game. It of course supports Pro Controller and other controller options, but you can do so much with the motion controls, and throwing Cappy feels very intuitive.
Yeah. I'm going to switch to a different section of the game where I show the sand world, which is also playable on the
Okay,
show floor.
cool. We get to see Sand World.
Just a moment.
Oh, no worries. But I do love that as you're experimenting, and I think we'll see folks doing that on the show floor here, so many
See,
of
look
your
at 'em.
gestures will affect how
Using
Cappy
it
moves.
this
that
way.
While you're holding the
His
Joy-Con
big
with the
hands.
wrist straps attached, you really
It
want to
looks
try
like
moving your
so
hands in different
awkward.
directions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try throwing up, I'm going to throw down, throw out. But I was really impressed by how well that implementation was put into play. Here we are.
Here, you guys don't need to see it.
Oh, this place is so pretty.
So here we're in the
You didn't need
Sand
to see you
Kingdom,
blowing your nose.
in the town of
I
Tostarena.
was saving that menu.
And they have a problem now because it's all frozen. Everything is cold for reasons, of course, that Mario will eventually solve.
Yeah, actually, if you hang still for a second, we can show his little idle animation. When he's
Okay, so there's colors.
Really cute.
Aw.
Oh, he's cold.
I love the locals here too.
I like
I
this
think he's
place
distracted
more.
by the local
This seems
dancer,
more
but if he's by
Mario-like.
himself, then he really shivers.
Oh, poor Mario.
So let's see here. One thing I did
Wait,
want to show off
there's ice?
is, so as I
Yeah.
mentioned, there's 2 kinds of
His idle animation is
and
like
But it's a
for the first
desert.
time in the
Yeah, it's
mainline
weird.
Mario series, you can actually buy things with your coins. And I wanted to ask the developers how that came up. You know, that currency should be worth currency.
なんでコインで買い物できるようにしたいと思ったんでしょうか。
Like this doesn't clash with Mario's style. It looks cartoony and rounded.
Yeah.
So we wanted, coins to be used as coins in this game. Actually, use them as money.
外国に行った時にその国のお金ってすごいなんか印象に残ってないですか
And I think you'll agree. If you go to
I have to find out
one
why
of the things
it
that
is
makes the
cold.
biggest impression on you is the currency.
これ使えるのとか
I'm in charge of enforcing
You
dress
look at it and
code.
think, wait, is this-
I'm
is this
afraid
real?
what you're
Can I
wearing
use this?
won't do it all.
今回はマリオもいろんな
Ow,
国を
dude.
旅しますのでその国その国の国というものを用意しています
And since Mario is going around to all these different kingdoms in this game, we wanted to make sure that there was a currency for each one of them.
要素はコレクトするコインの要素になっていますので集めたものでコスチュームを変えたりお土産を買うことができます
And they're a collectible item, so you can use them to buy different
Kinda sounded
outfits or
Ren.
buy souvenirs.
お土産
Speaking of,
お土産買うの楽しいですよ
Yeah, and it's always fun to buy souvenirs, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. And speaking of shopping, we are now in Crazy Cap.
So there's two kinds of coins as we mentioned. The purple ones are unique to the local kingdom. The yellow ones can be used in any shop.
Do you prefer
I'm
3D
gonna
Mario
buy-
games like
because
this
the
or like
guy
Galaxy?
at the door said maybe I should. I'm not living up to their dress code.
I
Maybe should
love
wear some clothes
Galaxy,
to, fit in better.
but I understand
would
that
buy
like the
a
gimmick
local
has run its
sombrero
course.
Poncho. And wait till you see.
Although
how
I
Mario looks.
would love it in the future if there was another Galaxy
Adorable.
release.
I just love the
Yeah.
shopkeeper.
If they revived it one
Yeah,
day.
and they're huge
I just thought the concept of the planet
And
toys
you can see some
was
of the
amazing.
souvenirs you can buy there that you can use to decorate the inside of the ship.
Nice.
And now I'm rocking this look.
I'm not really particularly big on 3D Marios though, personally.
Let's go. Try
Outside
that
of
door
Galaxy
again.
was the only place where I actually felt like I liked it.
Yeah.
So my capabilities
Most
are
of the
same.
3D Marios,
still
I don't
it's
have a
still
lot of
Cappy,
patience
even though
for.
he's turned into a different kind of hat now. He can turn into any kind
And
of
I've never been a fan of how long it takes for him to start running.
Superpower.
Yeah.
And all right, so I go over and talk to this guy.
And
See if you meet the expectations now.
You didn't like Sunshine?
not really.
Ooh, snappy and light.
Sorry.
Snappy and lively. I think the hat is the one and the poncho is the other. All right.
I love the way these guys are animated.
And this is, of course, what the goal I was working toward all this time.
I love all these little moments of surprise where you never really know what's going to happen when you
Why
get
did I
into
want to
these
get in this room?
spaces.
I don't know. I wanted to get in this room so I could play a guitar.
You like it because it's locked.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look like a difficult game.
So then we're gonna move on
Like
to
what?
some more traditional.
You just
Yeah, that
walked
was our
a
challenge to get a moon.
door away and
Now that you are terribly well dressed, it's time to go do some exploring.
Yeah.
oh, Bowser's
So-
footprints.
must be on the right
Uh-oh.
track.
Like I'm more
So
interested in
notice
playing
that
a Mario
motion controls,
RPG than I
can
am a
actually use the
3D
little
Mario, to
hover
be
function on
honest.
the hat.
I'm more interested in
easily.
side-scroller Mario.
It is possible with
Yeah.
the button
I think that
controls
this
only,
looks
but
good
it's
though. I think
much
it
more
looks fun, and I'm interested
It
in playing
does
it.
look interesting.
All right, the classic Goomba.
Yeah. And let's just do
Easy
a
to
big
play,
one
hard to get all the moons. Yeah, I can see
for
that.
that. And yeah.
And that's, I guess, something folks are probably noticing here. So you're not capturing those Goomba. It's not every single enemy that's capturable.
That's true.
You've got to find the special ones.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's having a good eye and just experimenting a lot with your cap.
I think they're a shade bigger, the ones you can capture.
But you can capture any bullet bill?
Yeah, it
The
seems
bullet
like
bills, of
it.
course, are useful because you can fly with them. And now I've got to very quickly capture my ride back.
And with bullet bills, you can only capture them for a limited amount of time because at some point they're just going to blow up.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, you
when
only
you've
get
got
so
a
much
bullet
time
bill.
with the explosive guys. Alright, and then almost to
That stuff
one of my
looks
favorite bits of
interesting.
this level.
The mud.
Oh yeah, the next bit you're coming up to.
Yeah.
Loom up outside.
So this place has these murals that look like they're decorated in this
So
cool,
I don't
old
think
school
that
aesthetic.
we should be
I'm just
doing
gonna go
this.
right on in.
Yeah,
This
we don't usually do this.
Treehouse is gonna go all day. I'm only
That's
doing this
fucking cool.
because
So,
That
Something
I'm
about
into.
Coruscant. I think we definitely need to hear a little bit more background
so
about
old.
why you added this into the game because it's so cool, but it's so unexpected as well. I think.
なんでこのような 2D の8ビットマリオのところも入れたいと思ったんでしょうか
So Reggie's a bit of a liar.
3D の部分は気持ちよく
I like how seamless that transition is.
比較的おおらかに作っています
So we wanted to make something that would be, sort of a contrast with the 3D stages that you're able to explore very freely in.
2D の部分はもう少し細かく緊張感がある構成になっています
That's all they did do it. I
the
still
2D
love it.
spaces are kind
There's
of
another
more
opportunity.
refined, they're
Yeah.
more precise.
You gotta
and,
find
it's
the,
more like kind of
tunnel.
sort of traditional platform.
Finding all those alone will make you keep playing
で
this.
もそういった違った遊びっていうのを入れた
But also within the 2D stages, as you can see, we wanted to have a lot of different variety.
もちろんこう昔からの
This guy doesn't play right.
楽しんでもらえ
He
る
doesn't do any of the things I would do. Hop on all the bullet bills' heads.
Something
Yeah.
people who enjoyed kind of those classic nostalgic games also get a kick out of as well.
Hop on them. Don't jump them. Hop on them.
To where the
What?
end of the
Don't do
stage
that.
is, just how much the.
I don't want to watch. I can't. I could never watch Let's Plays. I don't know how you guys watch me.
For folks to hear what's been going on.
Gotta
here,
get
but
all
if you
those
pop in and out of that
coins.
warp
Oh my
pipe,
god.
It's a pretty impressive
Oh.
transition when the music
It is.
changes.
You would have gotten all those coins for
there's
me.
no warp pipe up.
That's beautiful, that transition.
But you can now see that it's more of a naturalistic instrument. So I'm going to skip ahead.
I think it'll be, since you can buy lots of different outfits, it'll be interesting to see Mario in 2D form with all those outfits on.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Because they had to create them, right?
Yeah.
I will need these.
It's very, very hard. We
Wrist
struggle.
straps, people. Always wrist straps.
Yes.
The guy in the white top hat looks worried about something. Like he's trying to remember if he forgot to turn off, like, his bathroom sink.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning
Uh-oh.
too that we're only covering a tiny bit of what is in this kingdom. There's so much more to do and explore.
There's just a ridiculous amount. All right, so here we are. This is much later.
Becky,
in the
it looks
level.
like there's a lot of
I've
this.
Still got my snappy outfit though.
Ooh!
Watch these bullet bills transition out of the 2D, and then I'm going to use one
Cool.
to break open this wall.
So another thing that's really handy about the bullet bills is capture target that you'll see here. When you're trying to target for really precision flying, it's got a little bit of
He's
a
late for the Japanese Johnny Depp lookalike contest.
but it's got a little bit of a headlamp, so you can kind of use that to line yourself up.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, because we get to see this cute little 2D to 3D transition.
I love that. It's so cool.
Yeah, man, that's really good.
All right, you got this.
All right, here we go.
And with the bullet bills, you can also give yourself little speed bursts as well. Shaking the Joy-Con will
No.
go a little bit further.
I don't want to.
It's worth experimenting once you get a feel for the timing of how long a bullet bill will last.
It's kind of
Can't
like
make me
driving a
shake
car.
it.
It doesn't have any brake pedal.
Said it.
You can
You're
go faster.
first, man.
You can steer.
You gotta shake it.
But that's all you can do. And all right, so up here we're going
All
back
those
to the
coins
front.
he left behind.
And folks may have seen them in our original teaser trailer for this game.
Well, coins are
They
pretty much
an
worthless,
evil
so.
wedding planning firm, and I'd love to hear more from the developers about how they came to be and what your favorite brutal is.
What the fuck are these?
They're going to the wedding.
Whoa, that one's hot.
彼らは
What you think, Sonic fans? Pretty hot?
雇われてクッパの結婚式を成功させようとしています。
So they've, you know, as you kind of said, they've been employed by Bowser.
What you think, my furries?
Cool.
His wedding goes off without a hitch.
なので結構仕事をきっちりするタイプですね。
They're very serious about their work.
Jesus.
Their work ethic is admirable.
なので、
Yeah, I contribute to this.
真ん中にいるちょっと背の低い同じような帽子をかぶったようなキャラクターがいるんですけれども、それがリーダーなので僕はそのトッパーというキャラクターがお気に入りです。
And you know, my favorite is Topper, the kind of shorter one who has that green top hat.
Yeah, guy in green. Yeah.
Yeah, Topper.
How about you,
If this is the first boss battle, it really doesn't compare to what's his name? Petey Piranha? I remember the first time I fought Petey Piranha in Mario Galaxy. I was blown away by the next generation of Mario. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This is where we're going with this, eh? Like, I was so impressed.
The one you're fighting right now, Harriet. She has this great contrast between her cute appearance and like how devilish she is. She's sort of like the tricky little sister of the group here.
Her attacks are really fun to watch as well, especially when she starts flying around.
Yeah. And it's worth mentioning you fight each of the brutals a few times, but their tactics get more and more intense and.
The game feels like a lot of big open plain space, doesn't it?
I was thinking that
I'll be honest, having
too.
planned a wedding last year,
So like
I would take the help
this,
of Evil Wedding Planner.
Yeah,
and then
evil help is better
in
than
the
devil.
like icy desert area, if you look beyond,
And they're willing to
it
fight
looks
your
like
enemies
just
for you, and that's
empty
pretty great.
spaces, like
Oh, nice.
rolling
There we go.
dunes.
I've always regarded Mario as
Yeah.
Mario's creative design as something that made use of every
She'll be
inch,
back.
and like if something didn't have something in it,
So that's
they
a
put
grand
something in
moon
it.
worth
Like
3 power moons.
it was always jam packed. I
Stage as well.
thought.
There he is, celebrating with Mario.
Noticed it too. Not sure how you feel about it.
Nice.
Maybe,
I think it looks ugly.
Maybe they'll fill it out.
All right, so that's what we have for gameplay for right now. But we
Yeah,
did
we're
have
catching
one more
two
little
chats.
feature, I believe.
Yes, we've got some new goodies that have turned up here on stage with us. So these are the amiibo for the game. We've got Princess Peach, Bowser, and Mario in their wedding outfits, and
Those are kind of awesome.
And she's just thinking, I want them both.
The detail of the sculpting is incredible.
It's like-
It's been a very interesting process getting
She
these
can't
to the
decide.
state they're in here.
I could go with both, then I'd still have a hole to spare.
それについてちょっと説明していただけますか。
はい。ヒロインであるピーチ姫をより可愛く魅力的に作ってい
Mario
ます。
is so deaf.
Why doesn't Nintendo like us?
Heroine Peach, and we wanted to make sure that you just looked.
Why doesn't Nintendo like me?
I don't know,
あとクッ
sunshine.
パと
I
マ
don't
リオ
know.
もその
They
お相手
should.
であることに十分なビジュアルとしてデザインしています。
And then from there, we have Mario and Bowser as well. And we have to make sure that in terms of visuals, they weren't going to lose out.
Yeah, I want just Mario and Bowser holding their hands out to each other.
Yeah.
物語性を持たせているのが特徴になっています。
And another characteristic of these is that the posing is very kind of directly linked with the story and what's going to be happening in the game.
Yeah, Mario's got kind of a humble bow thing going, and Bowser's kind of looking like I own the world.
All right. Clearly, the rapid fire announcements are not happening.
Yeah, it's been half an hour.
In person, the texture where
I'm gonna wait for the transition of the next segment.
And there's a lot of subtlety with the different kinds of fabric.
Surely that's coming soon, right?
A lot of nuance for these amiibo. I'm really looking forward to people seeing them in person.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
And I wonder, at this point, is there anything you
Rapid Fire was Reggie talking about the Spotlight show? My information, people told me and tweeted me information that came from, I think, IGN that said, Reggie says that the Treehouse show following the Spotlight will have Rapid Fire announcements. Reveals, he said. Reveals.
So you'll be able to use the amiibo to get different costumes within the game, and then they'll also have kind of an assist function.
And we do have...
that's what everybody understood.
Amiibo, they're supported as well. I think we'll be talking more about that at a later point. But I think that's all we're allowed to
He said it would have
right
breaking
now.
news.
We'll be saying more.
Yeah, it was to Jeff that he said it. It's got announcements in the first hour, including reveals.
The development process of the game.
Thank you very much.
And folks who are watching, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be back in a few seconds here with our next segment, so please don't go anywhere.
Yeah, there's not. It's not.
Well, we're waiting for this next segment, right?
Why are there no people in there? Have they not opened the E3 doors yet? I don't think it started yet.
Yeah, because there would be people in there.
Yeah.
New Donk City. It's kind of cool seeing this.
Oh, they did a city.
Yeah, on the outskirts.
I can't wait to sleep.
Yeah. This is like a hardcore flag. So super. Like, we don't even need to put it up.
They need my help. I'm willing to give them my help. They can have my extra pennies. I'm just playing my part as a Nintendo fan, helping them make the extra dough they need to keep going. It's got a distinctively Japanese feel to the rhythm.
I'd like to hear the Japanese version if they have one. I love the Japanese version of the Moana song.
Oh yeah.
So
Moana.
good. Very happy J-pop. I haven't seen Moana yet either, but I've heard the music from it. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
The reason we all love Japanese culture so much is because it's like a carnival funhouse mirror.
Yeah.
They reflect Western culture, but they just kind of mess it up a little bit and change it a little bit.
Yeah.
That it's familiar but different and weird. And that's why we like it. There's a lob and volley between the two cultures also that I think is interesting. And I don't think there's another country or culture that was so quickly willing to take on Western culture as maybe unwillingly, but like they're quite embracing it now. But like the circumstances of the last century have made it so that Japan is just like, in some ways, carbon copying Western culture on purpose. Did you see how those guys just walked?
No.
Look how they're still walking. The one dude and the three following him. Yes.
What the fuck? What are you guys doing?
They went from here all the way to there doing that.
Really? The blue-haired girl said a couple seconds. Oh, that's how I read that.
They know they're on TV right now.
Oh yeah. Who are you waving at? The internet. I don't see them. No, these are adults. They don't dab. If anybody fucking dabs in there, I'm turning this stream around.
I was just thinking on that same topic about, like, you know, how for Mario Kart, like that all that footage of them recording it, like those are guys, like an entire jazz band playing some really tight jazz. And they're all Japanese. And like, you know, 70 years ago that didn't exist in Japan.
Yeah.
And now it does, and they're doing it like as good or better than people in the West. But the other thing was,
welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live.
I wish we'd seen that bluegrass band in Koenji. I wanted to see Japanese people playing bluegrass.
That would have been cool.
I'm feeling great. The spotlight was, as I said, direct to the point. The reaction by the fans has been fantastic. I mean, certainly Super Mario Odyssey and what we showed from that. The little snippet of Metroid Prime 4 had the fans just tremendously excited.
He looks weird in a shirt.
You know, it continues our overall
That's immediately
message
what I
of how
thought
we
when I saw
approach
him. I was
E3
like,
and what it is that we're
It's
trying
like
to do.
he
For
looks
us,
naked
it's
to
all
me.
about
Like he's showing too much
content,
neck.
Typically content that's near in. So
It's
obviously
creeping me
a
out.
little bit of ARMS, a little bit of Splatoon 2,
I don't like
Xenoblade
it.
Chronicles 2 coming later on this year. And then we also showed a couple little snippets of things that are coming a little bit further along. But so far the reaction has been fantastic, and it just continues, right? And that's why we're here on Treehouse Live, a little bit more in-depth view of the games, and so far so good.
Right on. I know we're kind of in the calm before the storm right now. The floor still isn't open, so we can actually still see the carpet. It hasn't been packed with people yet. You've had a chance to do some exploring around the booth. What do you think of New Dog City come to life here at E3?
You know, the booth is fantastic. The team that we have that works on the booth design and the look and the feel.
The booth is pretty fucking cool.
Both from an NOA perspective as well as with the headquarter team at NCL. Every year they are outdoing themselves. Last year,
The Nintendo
it was
booth
the
is very...
with Breath
What
of the
the
Wild.
fuck's a
This year, it's all about New Dog
shirt?
City and creating an environment for.
Is that some sort
Isn't that,
to really
that's the
go
hyper expensive
deep into the
T-shirt?
games.
Or wait, that was
Half
called
the booth
King
is
of
all about
Games.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I don't know what Unique
The other
Flow
half,
is.
We're showcasing all of our other content.
Probably
including
another
third-party
hyper
content. We're showing
expensive
FIFA 18
brand.
Out on the floor.
Anyways,
so it's a great booth, and as you say, this
their
is the
booth
calm
is
before
kind
the
of like
storm.
a
Just as I
representation
was
of what
coming in
Nintendo's
earlier,
like in the
there
game
are
industry.
thousands of people out there just waiting to come in. And typically,
As a whole.
when the
Very
doors
affordable
open, it's like the
basics?
running of the
Oh.
Oh, really?
bulls, and they all
Damn,
come
all right.
crashing
Cool.
into our booth. So it's going to be fantastic.
Nice. I remember last year we were down
It's
the
funny
ground
'cause it
floor
looks
and
like
you
a King
could
of
actually feel
Games
the
shirt,
rumble
does
in
it
the crowd
not?
when people started coming in.
That's right.
It's going to be fun. When
It's
it's
gonna
I was
be
gonna
exciting.
say,
But again,
their
you know, for
booth
us,
kind of like
the
mirrors what they're like in
spotlight
the
was a
industry.
focus on
This
Nintendo
booth is
Switch
separate from the
games.
show floor on E3, like
What people don't
completely. I
understand
think it's a
is
hall
that as
down or
we
something.
Oh,
construct our
really?
overall
Like
presence
it's not
at
off site,
E3,
but it's like its
we're very
own
thoughtful around what's
ballroom
the
or
best way to show
something
content.
that they've
And
segmented
so,
for Nintendo,
Nintendo
where they
3DS
kind
is going to play a key role
separate
here on
themselves
Treehouse
from
Live.
all the other industry.
We've got
Okay.
content that we'll be showing today. We've got
where the rest
content
of the
that we'll be
industry is
showing
all
really throughout
crammed
the
together like a
days
real
that
show
we're here.
floor.
And it's important
Interesting.
that
With all their loud
the
music
fans at home
competing
and our
against each other.
consumers understand that Nintendo 3DS is still a vibrant.
It's all like an
part of our
allegory or
business.
something.
Obviously, with Pokemon Ultra Sun, Pokemon Ultra Moon. That was
They put up a
announced
wall?
last week. That's going to be a fantastic.
So this isn't the same.
holiday driver
I remember
for us.
2 years ago they said
We've
that
got
they were in
other
a
great
completely
games coming,
different room.
And what people don't realize is that Nintendo 3DS was the
Is it
only
like
platform
one of
that
those
grew
walls
last year,
that convention
2016
centers
versus
have,
2015.
like one of those
The only one.
massive, real, like dividing
And,
walls?
We've sold 66 million globally of Nintendo 3DS.
That's cool that
again,
those
more
shirts
than
are
any other platform
like
in this
affordable.
generation. People don't know that. I've got my handy dandy new
God.
3DS XL, and obviously in continuing to showcase new hardware. For us, it's all about continuing to
Yeah,
drive
big
that
old dividing wall.
It's nice that the family keeps growing. And now we've got this
One of
adorable
those
little
big
Nintendo
ass,
to it as
thick
well.
ass
It's
walls.
pretty.
It is really pretty, and it really showcases great. I'm playing Metopia.
Who's
One
this
of
girl on
fun
the
things
right?
About my job is I get to play the
What's
game.
her job?
early.
Just
I'm
being
playing
adorable?
Metopia. I've got me.
Look, she's all
Mr.
smiley and
Aonuma,
cute,
Mr.
but she's not
Miyamoto,
doing
Mr.
anything.
Koizumi is in there.
Maybe she
And
will.
of course, I had to have Bill as the Dark Lord, right?
She's just there every so often when
I'm
Reggie's
really-
feeling down.
I'm really
You're the best,
enjoying it
Reggie.
On my new 2DS
Thanks.
XL, and it's fantastic.
It's pretty sweet when you can play games and you're like, it's work.
And now,
I'm doing this because I have to do
Oh,
this.
she's a translator?
So
She's
funny story
his
is
translator?
I'm
like his
playing,
personal one for Japan?
Legend of Zelda
So
Breath
why
of the
is she
Wild and
here
putting
right
in
now?
A lot of hours
Just
in
in
that.
case some,
I've got my
like a
family
Japanese
saying,
guy comes
so,
out of the
you're
shadows
doing
and
this
attacks
just
them.
for E3, right? You're doing this because you have to be able to show off and tell people you finished the game, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
And it's like, no, I'm doing it because I enjoy it and I want to do it. And so it's fantastic.
I don't know, using the work excuse might be a good way to get out of chores. You're like, sorry, honey, I have to do this. I have to keep playing this
No,
game.
it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It means I have to play early in the morning or late at night. So, but
I'm actually thinking of other things that we've got going on in the booth here, and just over the course of E3, we probably should touch a little bit on the tournament activity we've going on. Because right below a pretty boss stage that has been constructed.
Well, absolutely. And again, the tournament activity is a key part of what we're doing here at E3. 3 different tournaments, starting off with
Anybody who's
Splatoon
faithful
2
to-
later on today. Then we've got Pokken Tournament DX.
Our fan
We've got
faithful will
ARMS.
know that this
Everyone saw
winter
how I
we went through a really
humiliated Jeff Keighley
bad,
playing
bad
ARMS,
cold.
on
So
his
I'm
show.
really not
But that
happy
game
about
is
this.
going to really show well, I think, from
Yeah.
the tournament scene
I almost
standpoint.
never get sick.
And for us,
And this year,
supporting the tournament
2
community
major
and-
colds hit
and
me.
Really
Fuck.
driving that
Yep.
that part of our
I
engagement.
know that you
with
can
our
still
fans
hear him when
is,
he
is
mutes
really
it, but
important
would
to
you
us.
rather
So
he not
We're
mute?
very excited to see how the three tournaments play here at E3.
Yeah, I think it's been really fun watching people play ARMS and
I think we're
especially
done.
watching high-level
I
competitive
think
players,
he didn't.
get into the real
I think he was being cheeky with Jeff and was
the
including
strategy and the actual technical ability that I've watched a few folks
the
where they're,
half
maybe
hour
pro-Smash
in
players
his
or pro players for another
saying
series.
the first
so they
hour.
really are used to getting into
You
the
should
nitty-gritty
sleep
and
when you have a
needs
cold
of
and
the
not stay
mechanics,
up all night.
and you'll just see their eyes light up as they start
Good
playing
point.
ARMS. It's, I'm getting
Who the fuck are
this.
you?
Some,
Good
some
point.
interesting depth of
I'm on your
flexibility to it.
side.
Dr.
And you really are just
Arenbacher?
watching who's been picking which characters are mains and how we're
You mean the
gradually
same Dr.
surprising players
Arenbacher
and
who
duking
killed all
it out
those
against one
people
another, but it's been a
in the
real fun ride.
40s?
It's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to see
The
how
very
how the
same.
players we have showcase that game. How
With
they showcase
pervert
Pokken
stuff?
tournament as well. I saw a little bit of the pre-gaming going on, and that's going to be fantastic. So it's going to be very exciting for us.
So what else are you thinking as far as some must-see titles that we got going on here? Because we've got a lot to cover.
Well, we've got a lot. I mean,
You mean
know,
like
again,
3 things, I think.
everything that we
to
have on
cover.
the floor here is showcasing and showing off fantastically well. I'm pleased to see.
All right,
the
so let's wrap
third-party
this up.
support.
All right.
We've got Rabbids.
It's
on,
the worst E3
on
in
our
recent
show
history.
floor. Ubisoft obviously has
Not
that game,
in the way that it
in
made
their
it was
area.
like
It wasn't
That is really
upsetting.
fun.
it wasn't
I've been able to get
abhorrent,
my hands on that
but
game.
it certainly
It's
was
really fun to
disappointing.
play.
It wasn't anything
it's,
special.
It's gonna be very exciting.
There
We've
were
got,
some
Fire
gem
Emblem Warriors
moments.
here
There were
on,
some
on
nice
our
moments.
booth.
But
That game is showcasing
in
well,
comparison to
everything
its
we have
its
shows so
peers,
well,
the previous
and I'm really
years,
thrilled to see what we're doing with
it just doesn't hold a candle.
And
Sadly.
to this, I think
I
the subject
concur.
of cool titles,
But as
we've
I
actually
said
got
yesterday, you need lows to have highs, I suppose. So this is the year that it's all dialed back a little bit.
And I said
Maybe the industry's
when I was
catching
with
up with
Keighley
itself,
that
trying to
literally
develop
within
the games that it's
first hour
announced.
Of Treehouse Live, we would be breaking news, and that is what
Is he saying new
Treehouse
game?
Live is going to be doing all through the next 3 days.
Oh,
So
great.
we have some news. We have a world premiere of a new game. This is a Nintendo 3DS game.
Coming 6 minutes
that'll be
after the
launching
1 hour
later
mark
on
that he
this year.
promised.
We're going to play for you the video for this new game.
game.
And then Teresa's going to demo it, and we've got the developers who are going to come talk about it as well. World premiere game announcement on Nintendo 3DS, just for you.
Is that 3DS game? Nobody cares. Why haven't they all been recycled yet? There should be landfills full of them. It's a Metroid game. .3DS is only popular because nobody can find a Switch yet.
They're very excited.
Is this like a 2.5D game?
2D Metro. Because they just announced the 2DS. New 2DS.
3D rendered side-scroller Metroid? I'd rather you just pixelate it, but looks like proper Metroid. It's one of the first games I ever beat.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Super Metroid. I remember it feeling like a really painful thing. It was a super fucking hard game to me at that time when I beat it.
Aww.
But I remember being quite proud that I did.
That's awesome.
Well, surprise!
Yes, I am so excited to actually talk about this game.
Yes, so
She can talk.
Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3. I'm Audrey. I'm here with Teresa and Tim, and we have two very special guests with us. We have Sakamoto-san, the legendary creator of the Metroid series, as well as Jose from Mercury Steam. So thank you so much for joining us today. And as we just saw, we're going to take a look at Metroid.
Why do all the Japanese guys look so worried?
I don't know.
Did he not look worried?
Oh, yeah, he totally did.
Like he's like
people at home that aren't familiar
remembering
with the Metroid franchise.
like
This is
that his cat has the keys to the computer room.
Based sci-fi action game. It features Samus Aran, who's a renowned.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna wrap this up now because we can't sit through Treehouses for you. This shit's gonna go on forever. Let's just hope that any of the announcements they make aren't
she's super cool.
something like.
And this is actually
like
a
Animal Crossing
reimagination
for the Switch.
Of the
Or watch they'll
original
fucking
Game Boy
announce,
Classic that was
like,
released in 1991.
Mother
Metroid
3 is
2,
coming
Return of Samus.
to the Switch.
Yeah.
And this game
Or
is
something
just,
when I'm not
beautiful.
watching.
It's a little bit
and I'll find out on
shiny.
Twitter and nobody will get to
Yes, it is.
see my
And
first reaction to that.
This game is still about discovery and exploration. You know, there's intense boss battles and there's so many pathways to discover, and you can take your time through it. And
this is classic 2D Metroid to a T. It's got the isolation, the exploration.
Are you excited?
And of
Well,
course,
would you be
Samus
more excited
just
about this if it was
generally
coming to the
being
Switch?
amazing.
Yeah, and the great
Yeah,
thing about
and
it
if it was
being
pixelated.
Yeah.
on the 3DS
I don't
is
think-
that
I don't li- I don't like the
there's
look
so
of it.
much detail
I
in
think
the background. And
the
it's
polygons,
really
the
heightened
blocky,
with the 3D
due
feature
to the
on
nature of the 3DS,
You can't see it at home right now, but it
simplistic
does
polygons
feel really,
are
really good.
ugly to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds
It looks like
cheesy,
something
but it
that
adds
comes
a lot
out of the
depth to
Nintendo
the
64
experience.
era.
Yeah. Oh, and something I want to actually show here on the show floor. So, in the past, Samus was able to aim at 45
All right.
I'm glad you guys
angles,
are
but
pretty
now
pumped
she
for
has
it,
this
though.
whole range of motion, which really allows for.
Excuse me.
So you guys can go enjoy the Treehouse, the presentations. I mean, it is kind of interesting that all the major companies do their own stage shows throughout the entire conference.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy that, like, if you really are like an uber gaming fan, which I guess I should be, but I don't have the patience. But like, it is interesting that for like 3 full days you have non-stop streams to look at of developers talking about video games. I would say specifically people who want to be developers one day probably get a lot out of E3 watching these streams,
Yeah.
the details and the nitty-gritty as developers come on and talk about stuff.
Yeah. It is like gaming Christmas.
It is, yeah. So yeah, we'll probably discuss our final scores on the show with the guys. I'll cut them up into like rapid fire bits to really get the essence of each conference down into small chunks for the guys, and we'll see what their general opinion is. But and then Becky and I'll give our final scores. Becky will use her scoring system, and I'll use my final ruminations will be made public. But I can tell you right now, just based on what I'm seeing, I think Ubisoft wins. The biggest decision I have to make is, does Microsoft come before Sony or not? And I think I have to go back through the footage to decide.
I think I do too.
But I think Microsoft might have edged Sony just due to some of the, mainly due to the fact that what Sony showed was mostly already announced. And for me, that you lose a lot of points when you show stuff that was already known to be a thing.
Yeah.
Especially when you show gameplay of things that had already shown their gameplay. And that's what they did, Sony. Even though it all looked great, it was still didn't feel like an E3 thing, most of what Sony showed. But Ubisoft, for personality reasons, just for the personality they injected, I think is the clear winner. So that's your spoilers.
Oh, Ubisoft?
Yeah, I think Ubisoft's the winner. We'll put EA in last. Probably Bethesda. I think it's just in the middle that I have to decide. Oh, and Nintendo is going to have to rest somewhere either tied with Bethesda or one will edge the other out. Because they really didn't show much. And, I mean, yeah, they showed nothing.
They would disagree with you. They think Nintendo
I'm sure they would. Yeah, right. You think Nintendo wins?
A bunch of people in there.
For what? How?
Well, people have been waiting for this since SNES. Metroid Prime 4, the brand new Yoshi.
All right. Well, that's
Kirby.
your subjective.
They do have new things.
These aren't revolutionary titles.
Do you think Ubisoft? Bethesda literally showed.
They didn't show a new Metroid. You don't get points for saying. You don't get very many points for saying, by the way, we're making this. It wasn't even a teaser. It wasn't even like a little. It was a logo with a bit of music. That was it. They didn't even give us. They gave us nothing. They could have had a little animation of Samus going like this or something like that. Anything cool that would make you go, whoa! There was lack of showmanship in the presentation of it.
This is Metroid right now, though. So they are showing gameplay, right?
Yeah. This is for another one. They're talking about the Metroid Prime that they showed. They announced it is being worked on. They also said, we're working on a Pokemon title. If you guys give them points for saying a title is currently being worked on for the Switch...
I wouldn't count that one.
I'm sure they do.
I wouldn't count the Pokemon
Don't underestimate Nintendo fanboyism.
Kirby, Yoshi, Fire Emblem, Metroid, and Xenoblade. I don't count Pokemon, yeah.
Anyways.
I'm not putting Pokemon in my spreadsheet.
It's time for bed.
It's my list, goddammit, and I say Devolver wins.
Devolver, I'm not putting anywhere in there. They get an honorable mention, though, for definitely making a very memorable thing for E3.
Yeah.
It's time for you to go check a nap. Be sure to check a like.
Yeah. Rocket
Leave
League
a subscribe. It really helps me out.
Leave a subscribe. Will Devolver be in the S&T? Oh, fuck yeah.
Of course it will. All right. I'm going to get this uploaded and go to bed.
Awesome.
And we'll see you in... You probably won't see me again until...
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
7 p.m.
At 7 p.m.
Pacific.
Yeah.
We are not coming back with WB.
WB's not doing a conference. That's a stage show. It's not a conference.
We generally don't do stage shows.
All right. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.